it's your podcast sister, Lisa, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And if you like to discover new music, then you've come to the right place. On today's podcast, I will be interviewing the talented singer-songwriter, Caitlynne Curtis. There she is.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. This is such an honor.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, it's not very often that you do interviews, and you do a lot of TikTok. I love watching your reels and seeing you do live chats.
I
But
do love TikTok. That is my
yeah,
thing.
did I see you singing a song this morning from Wicked?
Oh my gosh, I did do Wicked. That is such a hard song to sing. That is insanely hard.
I know, and you sang it so beautifully.
Thank you.
I mean, is there anything that you can't sing? Honestly.
I'm sure. I'm actually, yes, I'm very sure. I know that I cannot rap, so that's one thing that I can't do.
Well, Jonah is quite the rapper.
Yeah, my son's got that taken care of.
Yeah. Oh, and he is just a blessing, I'm sure. He's adorable. How old is Jonah?
He's 10 years old.
Oh my gosh. My granddaughter is 8 going on 9. And
Oh,
it's such a great age, isn't it?
yep. Yeah, they're really finding themselves and just like becoming their own personalities. It's so cool to watch.
Yeah. I read you started singing when you were very young.
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
Remembering, it was 6 years old, but my mom told me that I used to run around the house at like 3 years old singing "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion. I don't remember that, but she says she has a tape, like a cassette tape of it. So I have to find that because that is crazy. But I started singing when I was 6. They put me in voice lessons for, a little bit, and I got a solo. And I remember getting out there on stage, and I remember the light hitting my face and doing my solo, and I just knew like there was just something in me that was like, okay, I am a singer. And ever since then I've just been singing. So
That's fabulous. Now, when you were 12 or about that age, your family decided to move from Massachusetts to Nashville. Is that right?
I was born up north, so New England is like where I was born at. We lived in Florida for a little bit. So from Florida, we moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and they moved here for that dream. Basically, they dropped everything, and they knew that I loved singing, and they thought, well, the best place to be is Nashville. And it did take quite some time, but here we are. I'm finally 30 now, and we're starting to make it into the business. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's a fascinating story. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. I have a little brother and a little sister.
Nice. Now, what did they say when they decided to move the family from Florida to Nashville?
I don't even remember. I'm sure they were like, all right, let's go, I guess. They
Yeah.
just kind of had to go with it. But yeah, my sister's in the Navy, and my little brother, well, he's just doing his thing. I don't know. He's 20 years old, 21 now. He's just doing his thing.
Oh, that's nice. And so nice to see that you've had the support of your family. And I watched a clip of you on X Factor. You were
Yeah.
auditioning. And your family, of course, was there, your brother and sister, and I think an aunt and an uncle, and your parents, of course. Tell us about that experience.
Oh man, it was crazy. Just being so young, a little backstory on it, you have to go through a bunch of auditions before you get to that point. So when I finally got there, I was like, oh, easy. I got this in the bag. And I think I went out a little overly confident. But when I finally got out there, I realized, oh, I'm nervous. And I didn't do, the best that I could do. But I did what I did. And it was very sad. It was like, my whole family came down here. They're supporting me, and just at that moment, I felt like I failed them, and I think that's what hit the worst. Is because I'm like, dang, my parents are watching, and I didn't. They believed in my dreams before I even did, and it's like it felt like I had failed them. So it was rough, but I was determined. After that, I went back and auditioned for TV shows from 16 years old until I was 22. Every single year, I didn't care where it was, I was going to travel to it. I never made it. It was crazy.
Well, you're tough, that is for sure. And even though you were 15 and singing in front of Simon Cowell, and I think there was Paula Abdul, and there were 2 other judges, you know, to even get a chance to sing and be on that stage is amazing. But you know what, Simon Cowell, look at her now. We don't need your show, X
I
Factor.
love it. I love it.
And I think this would be a great time to play snippet number 1, your song, along with Struggle Jennings.
That's right.
God, We Need You Now. And when we come back, we'll talk more music.
There's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches. I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full. I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting, and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day.
Love that song, Caitlynne.
Thank you.
And that song changed your life.
It did. It really did. So crazy.
Yeah. And what a powerful song, and the video with you and Struggle Jennings. And the writing, I have to encourage everyone to look at the lyrics to that song. That is not an easy song that you wrote. It's very in-depth, very detailed. So really, it's amazing the way you bring those words to life, whether you're listening or watching it on the video, is award-winning. It really, truly is.
I'm grateful for that. It was such it was one of those songs that just came from nowhere. And of course, Struggle Jennings wrote his part, and then I wrote the hook of it. And I don't even give myself credit for writing that, because it came so easily. It was like it was a message that needed to be heard, and I feel like wholeheartedly that it might have been a channel, and that's just, it flowed out in about 5 minutes, and that's what needed to be said at that time. And I think God knew that. So, and yeah, it's just crazy how it came about.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the posts, with many, many comments to that song, and I kept seeing, this is one of the songs that rallied America.
Yeah.
And I also saw a lot of Caitlynne Curtis is the voice of this generation. And
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, when I had to pick out the song snippets, I could not pick what songs, because the stories behind every song that you write, they're all so different,
Yeah.
but they touch your soul, and they are gifts from God. I mean, that's how powerful you bring it all in.
Thank you. I'm very honored, especially to hear that. That makes my heart so happy, because that's what I want to bring across in my music. Is I know every one of us has a story, and yeah, it may be different, but at the same time, I feel like we're all here just kind of winging it, and we can all relate, and just everybody goes through different struggles, and we could be happy and we could be sad. And I think that's the beauty of music, is to be able to resonate with what the listener, my fans, my friends, I call them my friends, everybody can really just, resonate with. So
Well, the two songs that I really liked, Been Through Hell
thank you.
and You Lied. And we've all experienced different scenarios in our lives, maybe once, maybe a few times. And
Right.
that song, very empowering. Your voice is just beautiful and a powerhouse. And so those are my two favorite songs. But, how important is faith in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. Faith is very important. Just knowing that there is, just being so loved, to be loved so very much. I love Jesus. That's like that's my dude, is Jesus. So, just to have that faith in your life, and just to know that there is just someone that loves you so much, that they gave themselves up to give you that chance to get into heaven. It's something that I found more recently, because I've always kind of been, lost growing up. I was a little bit unsure of everything, and just, recently I found that, but it's very important to me.
Absolutely. And I just saw a post. I'm addicted to TikTok. I don't know. I really am. I love, I feel really like I'm cool or something. I don't know. My kids are sick of
You
me.
are cool. TikTok.
Oh yeah, I mean, my kids are sick of me texting them, things that I think are hilarious. But anyway, the post of you saying about Jonah, he was reciting and talking to the audience on social media, I believe, about his faith and how it's growing. And Dan, you were so touched as a mom.
Yes.
And you're doing such a good job.
Thank you.
And I don't know how you handle being a mom, because that's the hardest job in the whole world.
Right.
And being a rising star in the music industry. How do you manage and juggle all that?
I'm very blessed that I have a lot of help. I'm number one, as far as going on tours, it would be hard for me, but his dad and my son's stepmom, they are just the most amazing people. So we have a great relationship with them, and they help me out a lot. So just having all of us be together as co-parents, I really believe that is what has been able to help me balance the two.
Right.
So I'm grateful for them.
Yeah. And you're also a strong woman. I mean, not everyone has that attitude, and you're doing a great job. And I have to say, snippet number 2 was so easy for me because it featured you and your son. And I
Yeah.
want to play snippet number 2, which is a hit, as you know, Survivor. So we're going to go ahead and play Survivor by Caitlynne Curtis and Jonah. And when we come back, we'll talk more music.
Well, seems like everyone's looking down on me, like I ain't worth a dollar. But baby, there ain't no price on a one-of-a-kind, so don't even bother. So rich man running the show with a little power and a marker. Thinks I'm gonna fold and sell my soul. Well, this voice ain't up for barter, and I put that on my mama. I walk through fire to feel that heat. Nothing scares me anymore, so I won't settle for defeat. I ain't no liar, honestly. God made a warrior out of me to fight these demons. Now I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
They all looking down at me, they said I couldn't do it. I'ma keep on going, now I bought an airplane, I just flew it. I don't even need another dollar or a bargain.
Love that song, Caitlynne.
Thank you.
And what a proud moment for you
It's
as a
so
mom.
amazing. So amazing. And I will say, that song came about because ever since my son was very little, he has loved to put on there's YouTube beats. You basically can search up like little rap beats or whatever on YouTube, and it'll play an instrumental in the background. And little would just freestyle, and sometimes it would be wild, and I'd be like, what? But then other times I'd be like, oh my gosh, like that was really good, you know? So just him to be able to learn, like he can rhyme so well, he's got such good rhythm. It's just a natural thing that he has always been able to do. And on one of my TikTok lives, I we had, you know, he was freestyling and he was doing so well, and we had some comments say, do a song together. And I had been working on that song. I had been writing it. And so I said, okay, well, I have a verse. I haven't finished the song yet. I have an open section for it. I'll sing my part first. I'll do the hook, and then you come in and freestyle. And he freestyled it, and it was incredible. So we went back and watched the video back, wrote down what he said, and went to the studio the next day. And that's how the song came about.
Terrific. And, you know, when we were talking earlier about your childhood around Jonah's age, your parents were so supportive, and now you are supportive of your son. Do you do you think you take after your mom or your dad in the way that you?
I think I'm a little different than them. I think it's like same but different. I'm a little bit different. I'm a lot more like, oh my gosh, like super excited about it. You know, my parents were a little more like, yeah, I totally believe in you for sure. But they wouldn't really show their excitement, and I'm excited about everything. I'm like, that was so amazing, oh my gosh. So it's same but different.
That's great. I can't wait to see, you know, what is in store for you this year, 2025. You did sign with Struggle Jennings label, Angels and Outlaws.
Yes. Yeah, I signed with him back in 2020. Been making music ever since, and the last album that I released was in 2021, and I haven't released a full album since. So that's what I'm currently working on, and that should be hopefully coming out very, very soon.
Well, I hope to have you on the show again
Yes.
when that happens.
I will be here.
And you know I follow you, and I'm a big cheerleader for all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Struggle Jennings, I believe you have referred to him as a mentor to you.
Absolutely.
And tell us about how you met him, and then how things have progressed, because you even have toured with him and Jelly Roll. I mean,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I've always been hoping and praying for a moment to be into the music business and make this what I do for a living, because it's always been my dream. So I was selling cars, and that's actually my old job. I was selling cars. And so while I would, you know, go to work, after work, I would go and post cover songs on my Instagram, just kind of just keeping it, you know, I love to do it. So I would post cover songs. I had a friend, a photographer named Justin Renfro, great photographer. He actually invited me to DJ Paul's birthday party. He was like, come with me. There's going to be a lot of people there. You know, you could possibly meet somebody. So I almost didn't go because I had my son. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be out. So, but something in me said, just go. So I went and, you know, kind of hung out. Nothing really came about it, but I met Struggle and I took a picture with him. Went home, posted the picture online, tagged him. A couple of days went by. I get a message from Struggle Jennings and said, hey, you know, I think you're a great singer. Would you like to do an album? And I was like, whoa, what? So he had seen that I had posted covers, saw how I was singing, and said, yeah, would you like to do an album? And I said, absolutely, I would love to. I even thought, you know what, even if no album comes from me, I would love to write for you guys. So then we went in the studio, was starting to write my album, and literally probably a month later, God We Need You Now came about. So it was crazy how everything worked out how it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. And what advice has he given you throughout the years that has really stuck with you?
He's given me a lot of advice. Number one, stay true to myself. So if it's not true to me, then it's not for me. I'm not going to just do something just because I think it's going to make me look good, or I'm not going to say something because it's, necessarily the right thing to say. I'm always going to, be myself. So just to be yourself. And as far as writing, I think he's one of the greatest writers I've ever heard in my life. He is so incredible at writing. So he's really made me it's been an influence, if you will. So my writing has gotten so much better since working with him. So he's just one of the greatest. It's so cool.
Yeah. And you went with him and Jelly Roll, I believe, on a 40 concert tour one summer in 2023, I believe.
Yeah, I actually got to open up myself for 14 of those dates, and that was incredible. But I did go on the whole tour, and I was on Struggle Jennings' set. So he brought me out to sing God We Need You Now and Cries of the Crusaders. So that was really fun. It was insane experience. Every show was sold out, thousands and thousands of people, and I thought to myself, I'm going to get out there, and these people probably don't know me. I would say 90% of them don't know me. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to sing my butt off, and hopefully gain some new friends. And I sure did. So it was such a good experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's grueling. 40 concerts, being on the road, and you've got to be in shape for that. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Haul. Did you do anything in particular to stay in shape? And you need a lot of stamina to do that.
Yeah, well, we always go to the gym. That's like one of our things, and I still go to the gym. It's probably one of my second favorite things to do. So we would pull up to a gym in the morning, go work out, try to eat clean. We'd find some little spots on the road that, were healthy-ish, but, just really going to the gym, and then obviously, getting your alone time away from everybody because you're on a bus and you're very close to everybody at all times. So just to be able to just go, maybe take a walk around the venue or just sit outside, and that just keeps your mind, at ease. It's a good time though. It's so fun. I love touring.
Yeah. Do you see a tour coming up anytime soon?
I hope so. I've actually never been out on a solo tour. So that would be cool. Hopefully soon. I got to finish this album up, but I think when I finish my album, I'll definitely have a tour coming.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
I want to play snippet number 3, your song, Everyone But You. And it's another powerhouse, great tune. And when we come back, we'll talk more music.
Called up my friend one summer night, asked her to bring me a bottle of wine. I was crying over a guy who was wasting my time. Did me wrong when all I did was right. She came over with my favorite Chinese order and poured me up a big tall glass. She asked, why are you crying over someone like that? Girl, don't you know you're beautiful? Can't you see it in the mirror? These boys, they'll come and go. Hopefully you'll see it clearer. Ain't a damn thing wrong with you. The only thing wrong is who you choose. 'Cause you've been choosing everyone but you.
I love that song, Caitlynne.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to make sure all the listeners and your fans know where to download your music. Let us know, where do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get my music on all streaming platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. I'm on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. just Caitlynne Curtis.
Great. And what's your handle for TikTok?
Just my name, Caitlynne Curtis. My parents did not make it very easy to spell, but I think if you could see it, it's right there.
Okay. Well, great. Well, you're living the time of your life, and just embrace it, as I'm sure you have been, and try and remember all these moments, because it's once in a lifetime, everything you're experiencing. And I love how you are with your son, and you're doing a fantastic job. Like I said, it's the toughest job in the whole world. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, thank you. I literally, I want to say every morning that I wake up, I'm so grateful. I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for not only waking me up today, but, allowing me to live this life that I live, for giving me this voice, letting me borrow this voice in this lifetime. I'm very honored for it. And I'm so grateful that you love it and that people are resonating to it. So as long as I can use my voice that I was given and spread a message, whatever that message needs to be, whoever it finds, I'm very grateful that I was chosen to do this. So, and thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. And like I always say, Caitlynne, at the end of this podcast, that's a wrap.
Love it.